Have you ever been in one of those project kickoff meetings and just felt like you were drowning in complexity before a single thing even got done? Yeah, me too. If you've ever thought that big, ambitious projects have to be this giant, stressful battle, then you're in exactly the right place. We're about to unpack a really simple, powerful truth that honestly changes the entire game. Okay, let's get into it. So we're going to start with this really powerful idea right from the source material. And look, this isn't just a nice compliment, it's a core belief. It's a reminder that the real key to success isn't about finding some superhero from the outside to come in and save the day. Nope, it's about recognizing and empowering the incredible talent you already have on your team. It all starts with a philosophy of trust, and that's really the foundation for everything we're going to talk about. But before we can empower our teams, we have to tackle the biggest thing holding most projects back. This myth, this idea that they are, by their very nature, just overwhelmingly complicated. We all know that feeling, right? That little sinking sensation in your stomach when you see a 100-page project plan. But what if all that complexity isn't reality? What if it's just a symptom of starting off on the wrong foot?
So why do they feel that way? Well, it's because we often start right in the chaotic middle. We get bogged down in all the tiny details, constantly reacting to problems as they pop up, instead of just focusing on getting the big picture right from day one. That feeling of being overwhelmed, it's not inevitable. It's actually a warning sign that your foundation is shaky, or maybe not even there at all.
Okay, now this slide is so important because it basically shows two different universes. That column on the left, that's the world of constant anxiety. It's a recipe for burnout and failure. But the one on the right, well, that's the path to success and, frankly, sanity. The biggest takeaway here is that you actually get to choose which reality you operate in, and you make that choice before the project even really begins. All right, so how do we move from the chaos on the left to that beautiful clarity on the right? Well, it all starts by building a strong foundation. And I'm not talking about buying some expensive new software or creating even more complicated spreadsheets. No, this is about a fundamental shift in how we launch our work. And it all starts with a simple but really powerful mindset. And here it is, the success mindset. Think about it like you're building a house. You would never, ever start digging without a crystal clear blueprint, right? You'd have a defined role for the plumber, the electrician, the carpenter, and a clear agreement on how they're all going to work together. A project is no different. You establish those clear intentions, those clear roles, and those lines of collaboration before anyone lays a single brick. That right there, that's more than half the battle won. But look, a mindset is great, but it's not going to do the work for you, right? A great philosophy doesn't get the job done on its own. So let's get really practical here and talk about exactly how you put this success mindset into practice. Let's talk about a clear, actionable first step. Okay, check this out. This checklist, this is your chaos prevention kit. I'm serious. I once worked on a project where we totally glossed over step 2, assign all responsibilities. There were all these gray areas, and of course, a critical task got missed. We spent weeks in damage control, blaming each other. It was a complete disaster. Please, don't make that mistake. Nail these 3 things down with absolute total clarity, and I promise you, you will have saved yourself from 100 future arguments. So you've got your solid foundation, but even the strongest buildings can still develop cracks under pressure. That's why there's one more ingredient, a principle that has to run through everything you do, from start to finish. It's the element that keeps the entire machine running smoothly, and that is transparency. Transparency. The original text uses the Arabic word shafathiyya or shafafiyya, and it's so important to understand this doesn't just mean being open. It conveys something much deeper. It's about creating a culture of trust and honesty where everyone, regardless of their role, feels safe enough to speak their mind, to share bad news without fear, and to trust that the whole process is fair. And you can see here, transparency is kind of like the immune system of a project. It actively fights off all the nasty infections of mistrust, confusion, and hidden agendas. When you have this level of clarity, arguments about progress or who's supposed to do what, they can't even take root because all the facts are just out there for everyone to see. It's not just a nice-to-have idea. It's a powerful tool for getting things done right. So what happens when you combine that rock-solid foundation with this powerful immune system of total transparency? Well, the entire story changes. Project management stops being about surviving a storm, and it becomes about navigating a clear, predictable path forward. The success of any project is not difficult at all. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just some hopeful, optimistic phrase. It's presented as a statement of cause and effect. If you establish clarity from day one, and if you operate with total honesty, success is no longer a happy accident. It becomes the logical, the natural, and frankly, the most likely outcome of a process done right. So, if there's one thing you take away from this, it's this. Project management isn't about being the best firefighter. It's about being the architect who prevents the fire from ever starting in the first place. All the complexity, the stress, the constant crises, those are just symptoms of a broken process. Fix the process, and you fix the outcome. Get that foundation right, build on transparency, and success will almost certainly follow. So, I'm going to leave you with a mission. Don't try to change everything all at once. Just think about a project you're on right now. What is the one small, simple step you can take tomorrow to bring just a little more clarity, a little more shafafia to your team? Maybe it's just defining one vague objective or clarifying one person's role. That one simple step, that's where it all begins.